Earth lived in peace for many years, and people believed this peace would last forever, even when other worlds were fighting each other across the galaxy. Earth stayed away from every alien conflict. Humans refused to pick a side, refused to send armies, refused to take part in any cosmic war. To many alien races, this looked like fear. They thought Earth avoided war because humans were weak, because humans were soft. But they did not understand humanity at all. From far away, alien civilizations watched Earth with cold eyes. They waited for a moment of weakness, a moment when no one would notice a small attack, a little test, a simple push. They wanted to know what humans would do. One day the first sign appeared. A satellite above Earth vanished without warning. The government called it a system error, but the engineers knew the truth. Something took it, something strong enough to erase it in 1 second. Soon more satellites disappeared, one by one like lights going out in a dark hallway. The public did not know, but military leaders felt the pressure rising inside their rooms. Strange signals started echoing from deep space, signals that looked like shadows moving in the night. No one could understand the message inside them, but everyone felt the danger. In the middle of this tension, a small human research ship named Aurora 5 was traveling near Jupiter. It was a simple science mission. The crew laughed, drank coffee, and talked about new discoveries. They had no idea they were being watched. A giant alien shape moved behind Jupiter's shadow, glowing eyes fixed on the tiny human ship like a predator studying its prey. Aurora 5 picked up a strange reading, something huge, something hiding. But before the crew could report it, the ship went silent. No signal, no emergency call, nothing. It was gone like it never existed. Earth received the news in shock. The families cried, the scientists panicked, the leaders tried to hide the truth, but fear grew fast. Something was coming, and it was not friendly. Hours later a message reached Earth, a message that froze every heartbeat on the planet. The screen showed a tall alien commander with dark metallic skin. He stared at the humans with cold amusement. He spoke in a voice like broken steel. "Earth, your time of hiding is over. Join our war, or pay the price." The message ended, leaving silence heavier than any storm. The world waited for a response, but Earth said nothing. There was no speech, no warning, no military move, nothing. This silence confused the aliens. They expected humans to beg or fight, but Earth gave them only quiet, strange quiet, dangerous quiet. The alien commander believed this silence meant fear. He believed humanity was weak and scared, but deep inside Earth's command centers, something else was happening. Something the galaxy had forgotten humans could do. Earth's leaders gathered in hidden rooms far under the surface. Old screens flickered, maps glowed with coded lines, and military officers whispered plans that no alien had ever heard. But the public did not see any of this. To them, Earth still looked peaceful, but a quiet storm was rising behind closed doors. While the world tried to understand the strange message, radio towers across the planet picked up new unknown signals. These signals were not from Earth. They were coming from different places across the solar system. Small ships, scout ships, alien spies watching Earth from every direction. The watchers waited for Earth to panic, but Earth did not panic. Earth watched back. Across space, the alien fleet continued to grow larger. Their ships gathered like dark clouds around the edges of the solar system. They blocked long-range communication. They scanned Earth's oceans, deserts, and cities. They wanted to know every weakness, every blind spot. They were preparing for something bigger, something humans were not supposed to survive. But the aliens did not notice one thing. While they were watching Earth, Earth was watching them with deeper precision. Human scientists tracked every alien move, every ship, every signal, even the ones the aliens thought were invisible. The more the aliens prepared, the more Earth learned, and the more Earth learned, the quieter it became. The silence was no longer fear, it was preparation. Still, the aliens misunderstood this silence. They believed Earth's lack of response was a sign of surrender. They believed humans would break soon. They believed attacking one small planet would be easy. What they did not understand was simple, very simple. Humans do not break easily. Humans endure, and when humans are pushed, they push back harder than anyone expects. Night fell across Earth. People slept not knowing that alien eyes were staring at their world, waiting for an answer, waiting for fear. But Earth remained calm, too calm, and in that calmness, something powerful began to wake, something the aliens would soon regret awakening. Far above the atmosphere, a hidden human ship powered on. Its engines glowed softly in the darkness, unseen, unheard, its path unknown to anyone except a few top commanders. This ship did not send any message. It did not reveal itself. It simply moved with one purpose, to go where the aliens were watching, and to watch them back. The first move had been made, but not by the aliens, not by Earth, but by the silence between them, a silence that would soon explode into a truth the galaxy had forgotten. Earth avoided war not because it was weak, but because it was waiting, waiting for the moment when someone would force humanity's hand, and that moment had finally arrived. The alien fleet moved deeper into the solar system, slow and confident, like hunters who already believed they had won. Their giant ships spread out across the darkness, forming a massive net around Earth. Every move was calculated, every signal was cold. They wanted to trap humanity inside its own home. The alien commander watched Earth from the bridge of his flagship, a cruel smile on his face. He believed humans were finally understanding their place. He believed Earth was scared into silence, but he did not know the truth hiding beneath that silence. On Earth, people went to work, children went to school, life looked normal on the surface, but deep below the ground, hidden bases came alive, screens glowed, soldiers trained in silent halls, and engineers worked without stopping. Earth was quiet, yes, but not weak. The world was preparing for something it hoped would never come, and yet, it came anyway. Earth's communication systems began to fail one by one, calls to distant colonies were cut, signals from research stations vanished. The aliens were blocking everything. They wanted the humans to feel alone, isolated, helpless. But instead of panic, something strange happened. Earth's governments issued no warning, no emergency alarm. They simply let the blackout continue, calm as a sleeping giant. The alien commander grew confused again. Why were humans not reacting? Why was Earth still silent? Silence was starting to feel dangerous now. Far from Earth, in the empty darkness between planets, movement began. Small human ships that the aliens had never detected slipped through space like shadows. These ships had been hidden for years, waiting, unseen by any alien eye. They activated old stealth systems from forgotten programs. Their engines glowed faintly, then disappeared into silence. They were ghosts in the void, watching every alien ship, recording everything, feeding information back to Earth through hidden channels no one else could read. The aliens scanned the area again and again, trying to understand Earth's lack of reaction. Each scan showed the same thing: no movement, no threat, no resistance. But something felt wrong, even to them. Earth was too peaceful, too calm. The solar system was too still, like the moment before a storm hits, a tension you cannot see but you can feel inside your bones. The alien commander ignored his instincts. He believed humans were simple creatures, clever but not dangerous. He believed their silence was fear. But he was wrong. On the moon, something ancient powered on for the first time in decades. Metal plates lit up, long tunnels shook with energy, and giant doors slowly opened, revealing a hidden fleet the world had never seen before. These were not normal ships. They were fast, sharp, and built only for one purpose: to end a threat before it reached Earth. The pilots walked forward quietly, their faces calm, their eyes focused. They had trained for this moment in secret. And now the moment had arrived. Back on Earth, the alien fleet sent down a group of small scout ships. These scouts flew over oceans and mountains, scanning cities, testing defenses, watching the humans move like tiny insects. The scouts expected fear, expected people running. But humans did not react at all. Children laughed in streets, workers talked in cafes, as if no threat existed above them, as if the sky were empty, not filled with warships preparing for invasion. This confused the scout pilots. They sent a report to their commander, telling him Earth was calm, too calm. But the commander said the same thing he always said: humans hide their fear, break them and they will show their true weakness. But once again, the commander was wrong, and he would soon learn how wrong he really was. As night covered the planet, a strange signal left Earth. The signal was small, weak, almost invisible, but it traveled far, passing through the alien scanners without being noticed. It moved like a whisper through the void, reaching all hidden human ships, all secret bases, and all silent watchers. The message contained only one sentence, but that sentence changed everything: stand by. Every human pilot felt their heart beat slow. Every hidden ship changed formation. Every secret unit prepared for something none of the aliens could see coming. The humans did not attack. They did not reveal themselves. They simply prepared, and this quiet preparation was sharper than any weapon. Meanwhile, the alien commander decided it was time to push harder. He ordered a direct attack on a small human colony near Mars. He believed humans would beg for peace. He believed Earth would finally break. He believed victory was already his. But he did not know humans were watching his every move, waiting, just waiting for the moment he made a mistake, the moment he crossed the line humanity never allowed anyone to cross. The silence grew heavier, the tension grew stronger. The aliens moved closer, believing they were in control, believing Earth was weak and helpless. But the humans were not helpless at all. They were patient, they were focused, they were ready, and the galaxy was about to learn a truth it had forgotten. When humans are pushed, when humans are cornered, when humans are forced to fight, they become something far more dangerous than anyone expects. The stage was set. The silence was almost over, and the aliens were walking straight into the trap humanity had prepared long before they even arrived. The alien fleet moved toward the Mars colony with full power, their engines glowing like burning stars in the dark. They believed this attack would break humanity's spirit. They believed the humans would fall to their knees. But they still did not understand the kind of fire that lived inside the human heart. The colony was small, peaceful, filled with families and workers who lived quiet lives. They never imagined they would face an alien army. The first alien strike hit the colony's outer shields, shaking the ground. Alarms rang everywhere. People ran to shelters, holding their children close. The colony tried sending a distress signal to Earth, but nothing reached home. The communication lines were gone, cut by the alien fleet. The commander watched the chaos with cold eyes, as if it was nothing more than a small test, a simple warning to humans. But deep inside his own ship, something unexpected happened. One alien officer stepped forward, his face tense, his voice shaking as he spoke to the commander. "We should stop, this is not wise." The commander turned sharply, shocked that anyone would question him. The officer continued, "You do not know what humans are, you think they are weak, but I saw their strength long ago. I saw them fight a battle they should have lost, and they did not lose." The commander laughed, a dark, cruel laugh. He called the officer afraid, confused, soft. But the officer's eyes showed something different, not fear, but memory, something he had seen before, something that haunted him. He whispered, "Do not make them angry, Commander. Humans are dangerous when pushed." His words fell like a silent warning, but the commander ignored him, thinking his officer was just scared of shadows. While the aliens continued their assault, something strange happened on the colony. The ground trembled, lights flickered, and for a moment, everything felt still. Then a hidden bunker door slid open from below the colony, revealing something none of the colonists had ever seen. A secret room, filled with technology far beyond what they knew. Machines that slept for years suddenly woke up, glowing with soft blue light. Inside that bunker, a single communication unit activated, sending one short message across the solar system. A message hidden from alien scanners, a message sent only to Earth. One word, now. Earth received the message instantly. Deep inside a secret control room thousands of meters under the ground, screens turned red, alarms flashed, and officers stood at attention. The silence that had covered the planet finally cracked. Earth had been waiting for this exact moment. Above the moon, the hidden human fleet changed direction, moving with deadly precision. Their engines left no trail, their systems made no sound. They sliced through space like invisible blades, ready to strike. These ships were faster, smarter, and more advanced than anything the aliens had ever seen, and they were headed straight toward the colony under attack. Back at the alien flagship, the officer who had warned the commander suddenly felt the air grow heavy. His instincts screamed danger. Something was coming, something big, something fast. But the commander continued the attack, confident that humans could do nothing. But his confidence cracked a little when the colony's shields, expected to fall in minutes, suddenly became stronger, brighter, almost alive. Something was helping the colony. Something unseen. The alien sensors began to glitch. Strange readings appeared on their screens, signals too fast to track, movements too smooth to analyze. One alien pilot shouted that something was behind them. But before anyone could react, a shockwave hit one of their ships, not enough to destroy, but enough to warn, enough to show that someone was there, watching them, studying them, surrounding them. The commander demanded to know what had hit them, but no one could answer. Their sensors showed nothing, their radars showed nothing. It was like being attacked by ghosts in the dark. The same officer who had warned him now stepped back, whispering to himself, "They are here, the humans are here." Panic began spreading through the alien ranks, confusion grew like fire. Their perfect plan suddenly felt fragile. The commander tried to regain control, shouting orders. But fear had already touched the hearts of his soldiers. They realized something they never considered before. The humans were not reacting because they were scared. The humans were reacting because they were ready. In that moment, the stars around Mars flickered, shadows shifted, and the dark silent space began to move, slowly at first, then faster, like a wave of invisible power rushing toward the battlefield. The officer stared into the darkness, his hands shaking. He knew what was coming even if the commander did not. He whispered the words the galaxy had forgotten. Humans do not show their strength first, they show it last. The alien commander finally felt fear, a cold fear he had never known. He could sense something massive approaching, something he could not see, something he could not predict, and for the first time, he wondered if attacking humans had been a mistake so big it might destroy everything. The silence before the coming storm grew tight. The colony shook, the aliens hesitated, and the humans, hidden in the darkness of space, prepared to reveal themselves for the first time, and when they did, the galaxy would never forget it. The space above Mars grew unnaturally still, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. The alien fleet waited for sensors to recover, but the screens remained dark, the scanners remained blind, nothing worked the way it should. Fear moved through the alien ships like a cold wind. They had technology that could see through stars, but now they could not see the danger creeping toward them. Then, without warning, the darkness flickered, small lights appeared, soft, faint, like tiny stars waking up. At first the aliens thought it was a glitch, a failure in their systems. But the lights grew brighter, stronger, shifting into shapes, into outlines of ships, human ships, hundreds of them, rising from the shadows. The officer who had warned the commander fell silent, his eyes wide, his breath shaking. He knew these were not normal human ships. These were something else, something hidden for years, something built in secret deep under the moon, he whispered. They were waiting for us. They knew this day would come. The alien commander felt his throat tighten. He had never seen ships like these, sharp edges, silent engines, armor that seemed to absorb light. The human fleet moved with perfect discipline, no noise, no signals, no confusion, only calm, deadly focus. The commander ordered his ships to prepare for battle, but his soldiers hesitated. They felt something strange. Humans were not afraid. Humans did not send a warning. Humans did not negotiate. They simply arrived. The first human ship fired, but it did not fire a normal weapon. A thin beam of white energy shot across the battlefield, hitting one alien ship with impossible speed. It did not explode, it did not burn, it simply shut down. The ship went dark, falling silent as if frozen in time. The aliens panicked. Nothing in their database could explain what had happened. Their shields could not block it, their sensors could not track it. One by one, the human fleet moved closer, their weapons striking like silent lightning. Every hit was precise, clean, controlled. They were not trying to kill, they were disabling, disarming, neutralizing the enemy with terrifying accuracy. The alien commander realized humans were not attacking blindly. They were sending a message more powerful than any words. The humans were in control. The alien fleet responded with full force, firing everything they had. Streaks of red and blue energy lit the battlefield. But the human ships moved like shadows, bending, twisting, dodging every attack with unnatural grace. It was as if they knew the enemy's moves before they happened. The alien pilots shouted in fear. Their weapons were useless, their strategy was broken, their confidence shattered. In the colony below, people watched the sky shake with light. They saw hope for the first time since the attack began. Some cried, some held their breath. All of them felt the same thing. Earth had not abandoned them, Earth had come for them, and it came with a power that no one had imagined. Back in space, the alien commander tried to retreat, but the human fleet blocked every exit, surrounding the flagship in a silent circle, not firing, not moving closer, just surrounding, trapping. The commander realized the truth. Humans could have destroyed his entire fleet already. But they chose not to. They were waiting, studying, measuring the enemy before finishing the fight. The commander finally understood the meaning of Earth's silence. Humans were never afraid. They were preparing, building, planning in shadows while the galaxy believed they were weak. The officer standing behind him spoke softly. "We should not have pushed them, Commander. Humans are peaceful until you force their hand." The commander trembled, fear gripping his heart. He wanted to order another attack, but he knew it would be useless. The human fleet was too close, too fast, too powerful. The humans were not fighting like beginners. They were fighting like a species that had learned every mistake, every tactic, every secret of war without ever showing it. For the first time, the commander understood regret. The human ships began to power up their main weapons, their glowing engines lighting the battlefield like a rising dawn. Silence spread across the alien fleet. Every pilot, every soldier felt the end approaching. The commander closed his eyes, wondering if this was the moment his race would be erased. But the humans held their fire, waiting for one final order from Earth. Far away, deep under Earth's surface, a quiet room filled with screens flickered alive. A single human officer spoke into the emissary, his voice calm, steady, dangerous. "Begin Phase 2. The human fleet shifted formation instantly, their ships locking into perfect lines, ready to finish the battle with one strike. The aliens watched helplessly, knowing they could not stop it, knowing they had made the greatest mistake of their existence, and knowing the humans were about to show them what true power looked like. The moment before impact felt endless, silent, heavy. The galaxy itself seemed to freeze as humanity prepared to end the fight it never wanted, but was forced to face. The human fleet held its position around the alien flagship, glowing like a cage of silent fire, every ship aimed and ready, but none of them pulled the trigger yet. The air inside the alien bridge felt heavy, so heavy that even breathing was difficult. The commander looked at his screens, at the enemy ships that now filled every angle of space, and for the first time in his life, he felt completely helpless. He had marched into the solar system with confidence, with pride, believing he understood humans, believing they were weak, fragile, scared. But now, surrounded by the quiet storm of human power, he understood how wrong he had been. He whispered to himself, barely able to speak, "What have we awakened?" The officer beside him, the only one who warned him earlier, watched the human ships with wide eyes. He said softly, "They did not want war, Commander. We forced them to show this. We forced them to become this." His voice carried no anger, only truth, cold and sharp like a blade. Outside, the human fleet shifted again, forming a perfect circle around the alien flagship, their engines glowing brighter, their weapons powering up with a low soft hum that sent fear through every alien body. The humans were not rushing, not shouting, not celebrating. They were calm, focused, professional. This calmness terrified the aliens even more, because it meant humanity had done this before. A deep human voice suddenly echoed across the alien bridge, coming from every speaker, every channel. "Alien fleet, this is Earth Command. You attacked our people, you threatened our home, and now you will answer for it." The voice was steady, without anger, without fear, without hesitation, the kind of voice that belonged to someone who already knew the outcome of the battle. The alien commander swallowed the bitterness inside his chest. He tried to speak, but his voice cracked. He forced the words out. "Humans, you cannot win every war." The human voice replied instantly, "We did not come here to win a war." The commander froze, confused, waiting for the rest. Then the voice finished, "We came here to end one." Silence filled the bridge as the meaning sank into every soldier's heart. The human fleet moved again, this time faster, sharper, their ships glowing with white light so bright it turned space into day. The aliens panicked, shouting warnings, raising shields, firing weapons. But nothing worked. Their energy blasts vanished before they reached the human lines. Their shields cracked under invisible pressure, their systems shut down one by one. The alien commander watched his fleet fall apart, ship after ship going dark, not exploding, not burning, just stopping, frozen completely. A fleet that once looked unstoppable now floated like broken toys in a silent graveyard. The last functioning screen on the bridge showed only one thing: a human ship moving closer, slowly, calmly, like a final judgment. When the ship stopped in front of the alien flagship, a soft white light washed over the bridge, peaceful yet terrifying. The commander felt the weight of defeat pressing into his bones. He knew it was over. He knew his choices had led them here. Then the human voice returned, quieter this time, almost gentle. "We are not here to destroy you. Surrender and you will live. Continue fighting and you will not." The officer stepped forward, looking at his commander with pleading eyes. "Please, surrender, for our people, for our future." The commander felt a pain in his chest, the kind that comes from understanding too late. He had pushed humanity too far, and now his entire fleet was paying the price. He could refuse, he could fight to the last breath, but that would only bring death, and humans had given him one chance, the only chance left. With trembling hands, the commander lowered his weapon and spoke the hardest words of his life. "We surrender." The moment the words were spoken, the human fleet powered down their weapons. The white glow dimmed, the tension in the air faded like smoke. The war ended in one heartbeat. A final message from Earth echoed across the entire galaxy, reaching every world, every species, every leader. Humanity does not seek war, but if you bring war to us, you will face our strength. Speak to us with peace, and we will answer with peace. Threaten us, and you will regret it instantly. Across the stars, silence followed, a silence filled with respect and fear. Alien empires realized they had misjudged humanity for too long. They believed Earth was weak because it stayed away from war, but the truth was finally clear. Humanity stayed away because it understood war better than anyone, and understood the cost of it. On Earth, people looked up at the sky with gratitude, knowing they were safe, knowing humanity had stood together as one. In the colony near Mars, families came out of shelters, tears in their eyes, smiling at the human ships that now watched over them like guardians. The alien commander sat quietly on his dark bridge, staring at the humans outside his window. He whispered to himself, "We should never have forced them." And he knew these words would stay with him forever, a lesson carved into the history of his people. And far away, hidden beyond the moon, in the secret human base that started the entire defense, one officer watched the battlefield fade from his screen. He smiled slightly and spoke the words no alien would ever forget. "This is humanity, peaceful, until pushed." The galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again.